Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Kids in the Hall, or The Kids in the Hall. They are back. Here they are digging them up. It's a funny opening, and they dig them out of their graves. Then they start screaming. It's the original cast members all back. Now, as a rumor, I heard that Dave was in a really nasty divorce, and that he needs money. He needs money. That's what I heard. I don't know how true it is. I wish him all the best. I think he's a talented guy. He was on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, if you'll remember. He did a brief cameo there. I can't remember this actor's name, but he was in a really good show called Superstore, if you haven't seen it. He was the manager and played a great character. The rest of the guys have all kind of been in stuff. Not as much as those two, I think. And, yeah, they were okay. They were okay. I mean, I went back and forth with a lot of their skits. I mean, some of them I thought were okay. A few were very funny. And then some of them were just, nah. A lot of trouble for nothing, so to speak. But I would see this. I think it's a little much to call them the kings of comedy. They were up there. They were very watchable, I'll say. I would say if you're not at least as funny as the Kids in the Hall, I don't know why you're trying to do comedy. So I think they're pretty funny. They weren't my favorite. I don't know. They had an odd sensibility about them. I see they have some extra cast members here. Not sure what that's all about. I liked it when they always, played every freaking character. But whatever. I think it's on Prime Video, so I may actually watch this. This is on May 13th. Probably at least watch the first show. So I guess they're adding diverse cast members. Is that the deal? Because they're Canadian. Not diverse enough. Never diverse enough. So it looks okay. Looks okay. I mean, certainly it's great to see them back in form. It's definitely great. It's a perfect time for them to come back. As much as I thought David Cronenberg's movie was ill-timed, this is a perfect situation. I think I saw these guys live one time. I think they did a live tour back in the 90s, and I went to go see them. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, I think it was Kids in the Hall. They were pretty good. They were good live. They were better live than they were on the show, I think. So, they do weird stuff. Kind of absurdist. A lot of gender bending on the show. That is, I never thought that part of it was particularly funny. I'm not sure, to this day, I'm not sure if it was even meant to be funny, but, I liked that they played all the characters. So it's weird to see extra people in the mix. I don't remember seeing extra people in the original show. Maybe somebody in the comments can remind me. Were there extra cast members? I think there were, like for like a big sketch with a lot of people, there definitely was. But I mean, like, for that Zoom call sketch, I mean, they just had another person in it. And is that them trying to be diverse, and they're too petrified to do blackface, I guess. Oh.
The kids are...
No, can't play the sound. YouTube will murder my channel. So can't really do a 3-act breakdown of this. It looks like, I like this. This is looking funny. This is looking very funny. Is this like Shakespeare in the modern day? Shakespeare on the internet or something? Looks cool. Yeah, I mean, you can't really do a 3-act breakdown of a sketch show because it's kind of all over the place. But, the whole point of doing something like a sketch show is very similar to an improv show. You want to heighten. You want to heighten. and build it to something that's very funny. I think the kids did that a lot of times. So, you know, I think they're a good team. I find them a good team. You know, they work well together. Yeah, see, like, remind me, if did they have other people? If they had a, now they wouldn't have had this back in the 90s because it wasn't Zoom calls, but would they have had a sixth person? I don't remember that. Kind of remember them playing everything unless it was like they needed a crowd of people outside or something. I'm not seeing any of their old characters in this trailer, though. I'm not seeing, was it the cops? The guy who squished people's heads. So I guess this is all new, which is good. I like that. Maybe they'll throw in one or two of their old characters, but they're not promoting it, which I think is probably a smart move, because otherwise people would look at it and go, "Oh God, they're still doing that." You know, one of the staples of comedy is repetition. You know, saying things over and over again, repeating the same thing. That's comedy, humor, funniness, over and over and again. So I'd be shocked if they didn't repeat anything else. I'd like to see a couple of guys snuck in there, but I think it's a good move to try to do a lot of new stuff. And this opening seems very sort of self-referential, which is nice. So yeah, and is it going to be woke, though, is my question. Now, to some extent, it already was kind of woke, a little bit, but not in a way that damaged its humor very much. So my hope is that these guys don't just drive off a woke cliff here. That they actually go for the comedy jugular every single time. You know, regardless. To some extent, they're immune because they have a gay cast member. As far as I know, only the one cast member is gay. I'm not sure. I don't know the rest. But that was a bit of a thing back in the day. Like, oh, well, he's gay and he's in the cast. And are we progressive? But it wasn't... Although there was gay stuff, but it wasn't like the thrust of their comedy. Ha! Pardon my pun. So, you know, I hope there's alarming edginess, as it says in this still. So good luck, guys. I'll definitely check out the first episode, see if you guys still got it. So look for The Kids in the Hall coming back May 13th. That's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for Hollywoke Hot Take and a News Blast, and we'll see you. Say it with me, Joan. Tomorrow.